Alright guys, here I'm going to be showing you something very abnormal. You see this is a monarch deck. I took out these cards right here, very slow. These cards will immediately slow you down in any time or part of the game that you're playing. Basically what I'm trying to say is that some of the cards in the monarch deck are completely useless since it is a structure deck. You most ultimately notice that this guy, this guy right here slows you down, and it comes from the graveyard at any direct notice, either during the time he attacks, which is his main phase, or the other main phase. This one slows you down from not being able to tribute, which apparently to some sources it's annoying. This guy, you need to summon him by tributing from the graveyard a monster. This card you trigger one of your own monsters, which is pretty useless. And most of these cards are meant to slow you down. On another note, cards you should add to the deck in an entirety, or in some aspect, are as follows with this card. I know the glare sucks a little bit, but here you go. It is apparently the Warrior Returning Alive. Good card to add to this deck. Second one is Call of the Haunted. As you can see, it's an old damaged foil card, which pretty much puts it down in value a lot. That card is worth us like $4, $6, $8. And Snatch Steal, which lets you gain life points and take control of your opponent's monster completely. Also, you're going to need reinforcement of the army. You're also going to need Puzzle Reborn, which is also another good deck, another good thing that comes with a structure deck, to be able to bring out every monster, and such as the monarchs, the main monarch, the undead monarchs, whatever. You're going to need Goblinberg, which is also a good card to have, which lets you take out at least 4 or 5 monsters in one turn. And those are just big buddies for the deck, because as you can see, monarch decks have a consistency to have monsters with no attack whatsoever. Sorry about my hand there. Or very low attacks. You also need Cybernetic Cyclopean, a card that with no cards in your hand, becomes a 2400 monster. So don't mind that. That's annoying. You will need a Monster Reborn. It's illegal. It's not allowed in the game. Another Call of the Haunted. You will need a Symbols of Duty. At the end of the video, I'll say all the names of the cards that I added to the deck. You will need a Creature Swap. You will need a Sangan. You also need a Crashbug Road spell card. You will need a Dark Factory of Mass Production card. You will need 2 Change of Hearts. That card is illegal. You will also need, just for fun, to piss your opponent off, a Poil Keeper. You also need a Photon Crusher, just to be a complete dingbat when you're playing against another player. Another Photon Crusher. You will also need a another Monster Reborn. You will need a Fluffoleo and a Marauder and a Marauding Captain. These cards I will explain and say the names again in order, because I've been hearing this fascination with Mega Monarchs and stuff like that, and the possibility that you could win like that. Basically, if your deck is faster and you can bring out your monsters way harder or even stronger, is a big deal, because everyone's going to cheat somehow, either with fusion monsters, synchro summon monsters. And first up, and to re-say the names: Fluffoleo, Monster Reborn, Photon Crusher, Poil Keeper, Marauding Captain, Change of Hearts, Dark Factory Mass Production, Crashbug Road, Sangan, Creature Swap, Symbols of Duty, Call of the Haunted, Monster Reborn, Cyclopean, Cybernetic Cyclopean, Goblinberg, Puzzle Reborn, and Reinforcements of the Army, Snatch Steel, Call of the Haunted, and Warrior Returning Alive. These cards will make your deck so much faster. So much faster. You will get a draw with either one Monarch card or other cards that can bring monsters back from the dead. If you're going up against the person who plays with tuner monsters that are low level, between level 2, level 3, or any of that, to bring out monsters that need 3 tributes, and the effects that activate within them on the field or off the field will go good with a Monarch deck. Now the cards you need to take out, I will show you right now. Just let me get them onto the board. As you can see, it's a chalkboard, or if you were guessing like what the hell is that, you will need to take out your Prime Monarch. Ignore that. Prime Monarch from the deck. You will need to remove the first Monarch. You will need to remove Trigodia, which slows you down completely. You also need to remove this guy right here. Not a monster, enemy controller. You're going to need to remove Lucius the Shadow Vassal. The token, you're going to need to remove Dicefoon. If a card gives you damage at any point, it's a useless broken card. Also, Mathematician. If it takes out monsters from your so-called deck or anything like that, it remains useless. Level Eater. Take that card out, even though it has a good use to come onto the field from the graveyard. Also, you will get rid of your Dandelion. You will get rid of your Strike of the Monarchs. You will get rid of your Thunder, your Mithra the Thunder Vassal, your Rainbow Karibo, and your Soul Charge. Any card that causes you damage or slows down the deck is completely unethical and to the most point slow and obscure at any point in the game. And so you people will think, oh, why isn't that including the other half of the Monarch deck? I'm going to get to that. Don't be a dick. The cards that will be left in the Monarch deck in its entire set will be Zaborg the Monarch, Domain of the Monarchs, March of the Monarchs, Landrobe the Rock Vassal, Battle Fader, Erebus the Underworld Monarch, Kuraz the Light Monarch, Morbius the Frost Monarch, Pantheism of the Monarchs, Caius the Shadow Monarch, the Monarch Stormforth, Escalation of the Monarchs, and another card you can add is Muka Muka, just for fun. Because if you have like 5 cards, you draw that as your 6th card, he becomes a 2100 monster immediately. Grandvarg the Rock Monarch, the Monarchs Erupt, Tenacity of the Monarchs, Berlinith the Firestorm Vassal, Point Guard, Return of the Monarchs, and screw it, just leave it at Garen the Monarch, Aether the Heavenly Monarch, the Monarchs Awaken, Idea Heavenly Squire, Rise of the Storm Monarch, Eidos Underworld Squire, by order of the Monarchs, or Emperor, Thestilos the Firestorm Monarch, and Isher the Frost Monarch. Those are the only cards you will leave. You will take out the cards that were put onto the side over there in that pile. Those cards you take out, and let me get the cards together and do such and such, as opposed to whatever you have in mind. Don't do it if it's cards that slow you down completely. But if they bring your monsters back from the graveyard, it is cool. Very expected of a duelist to your capacity. Now, along with other things, I'm going to put the phone down, or not. I'm going to shuffle them manually, such as this, as I will shuffle them, showing you that I'm shuffling them myself, doing whatever. And, this is just to take a point that, how you're organizing the deck. So you can bring out Idea. If you bring out Idea, she will need a secondary performance partner. She will act as a caliber. Most of these monsters are connected in cards and spell cards and such to bring out the monster, which splits the deck to be equal to every other monster in the deck in continuity with each other. So when you draw, it makes a big difference. Now, let's say I want to get a monarch card and such and whatever. You will get Stormforth of the Monarchs. You will get Dark Factory Mass Production, Crashbug Road, Sangan, which will allow you to get Idea. You also get Creature Swap, and you will also get Symbols of Duty, which you can bring back Idea with by putting another monster. And this is just the first base. You will always get spell cards or monsters if you shuffle it right. Right now I was just shuffling it by putting on top of each other and on top of each other. But that's a different story. Now you draw this guy. You have that guy. It's good. It's good. And you have that card, which lets you put a monster when you tribute. Call of the Haunted. That card you will, if you ever shuffle it normally, or like 3 or 4 times, you will always get this effect to get cards that let you special summon monsters from the graveyard or anyone's graveyard. Now, I'm about to do something kind of annoying. I'm going to set the cards right here, or better yet, damn it, what, screw it, okay, fuck it, okay. I'm going to shuffle it again, as doing so you can always do the same crap that I'm doing here, which is annoying, so I don't have a fucking stand to put the phone on, but still, you know, you're gonna get a good draw, regardless. Because I'm being annoyed by, oh shit, yeah, no, yeah, I'm putting all these other cards in here, it helps a lot. But really what you want to do is you want to kill the opponent right in the next few seconds. If you can get 4 3 monarchs from your deck, or from one hand, you get Puzzle Reborn, you get Reinforcement of the Army, you get Snatch Steal, you get Call of the Haunted, and you get your Fluffaleo. He declares a direct attack. With him, you can bring down Eidos and Idea, and you can bring him second. You set Reinforcement of the Army, add 1 card to your hand, activate it at Idea. Then you add Eidos, then you add Fluffaleo. 3 monsters in the field. Monster Reborn. You will have, and here you go, as I said, you will always get 1 monarch or none. This is the end of the video, and if you have any comments, put them down. Thank you.